reminded of the fact that I'm a farmer.
Honorable Minister, this is not the Ministry of Communications. This is Parliament.
I'm very well aware of that, sir.
Resume your seat.
It is Sikaso, or may you hear my Nenam a memoir enquietino. A come there. I am a boat Wakana.
Fulani for more.
Me de name is Ricardo, my home is Ricardo said. Almost say, they know what's now. Emma Fulani, a better first lady.
Samira Baumia. Ne mame papa. Ne mame Samira nanananum wambe wo mo Ghana ha.
So oti ni Mrs. Baumia eko kafa me ho. Na me yi na no a na ware begu.
Ghana ni ga.
All right, that was for the debate with Monufie. Sometimes when I watch this particular video, I name is how Abronye ma Samira Baumia fans. Ghana ni. Hey, Abronye. Sometimes I call a concert party. Bon. Person by just say wabon. And then I bet Abronye de kakra because I followed Abronye a couple of times. Who's Odit Ghana for his misinforming the people of Ghana. So I need to take my time to address him properly. Now mention that demon who's Abronye Abontu on this particular show today. I'm going to prove a lot of things to you. Maybe I may have hopes in Adoye. And then America Sawaja, they see any. If you ever call shatta fans, shatta movement. Shatta the EOCO 7. Yama shatta build here. They be kwa it didn't seem be brave na free yati asi. If you are Canada or Agyapong. Any Okudjeto Ablakwa, it they see any be along the point. But we're gonna expose Canada or Agyapong because it seems like Ghana no nipa bi person for Ghana to say when they speak that is the final words. But see almost say Debbie and yes na Ghana there are a lot of things we need to do in the country because and now me know can say information about say Ghana population no. To be honest, I increase it. So we Ghana ni no maybe and you do say your population no. Kwa na EOCO. And I do 33.7. As to say no crew maybe I don't believe say data we in EOCO but anyway data on the mind no. Into now we are saying say Ghana population no. If I chose Unima, yeah, increase it. Into what we are Ghana in as a who say plan anything in the country, you need to target say the population of the country is close to 34 million as we speak today. And that is something we are gonna check as well. Maybe I say population of Ghana now, are we benefiting from it or we are not benefiting from it? Because as a Ghanaian no, if I chose you can say Ghana population I increase it to almost 34 million and then for so maybe you have something to say. We're gonna hear that. But I shall say, young go to miracles abwaje. Any hopes in Adoye and Sema Abba. Miracles, I won't be. Any more hopes in. Now saying the hopes in Adoye so a fast answer. No. Also, NPP party in the idea mobile jodo. It seems to say party no and Grofobia table be a margin say party no. Say a Ghana yepe vibrant opposition party or ye nyada. Now it seems that miracles abwaje a can be. Yentian Sema or their money hopes in Adoye.
Nobody is even asking Hopes and Adoye to come into the NPP.
So he says he will never,
because he's not part of the,
never come back to the NPP.
Amnesty. He's not part.
Of course, and they would have to reapply.
Yes,
you know,
nobody is even invited.
Because they left, they were not suspended.
So you see, we should put it on record. Yes, nobody. In fact, the MPP doesn't expect Hopes and Adoye to come back. You see, in a group, you want people who are bringing positive energy. If you have Star FM, okay, an organization like this, and you have one of your staff leave. And your staff after leaving is always bad mouthing you. Would you ever want the staff back?
Not at all.
Exactly. You would want a team that is pursuing a common agenda. I don't think there's anybody in MPP
and
that
very professional enough.
Yes, I don't think there's anybody in MPP right now that will say that we want Hopes him back.
Really?
No, why?
But political parties, it's about the numbers.
Positive numbers.
Really?
Otherwise,
so in politics you are dealing with positive numbers and negative numbers.
No, positive
miracles abwaje.
Yeah, positive numbers only.
Really?
No politician would want a negative. Do you know what one negative energy can do to? One negative energy can disrupt thousands of your people.
Don't forget that when he comes back, there are other people who are very, very linked to him. So it's not just that individual perhaps you are looking at, but his mother, possibly his wife, his children. They may all tilt towards the NPP.
If you come and you disrupt it, then we thank you. Don't come.
So you don't need Adoye back again in the NPP.
And you disrupt it. If you come and disrupt it, then we thank you. Don't come.
All right, Miracles see Hopes and Adoye a very bad energy or a bad force. They don't even need him in NPP. You can't just Miracles politics. The numbers in there was hopes in numbers in there. Uncle down in the year in the cannot even do anything in NPP. No matter how much votes in Omunyae, Afrafantonia vote is saying. Miracles is forgetting say all those Afrafanto are increasing in numbers and about Afrafanto boy NPP co-position Omunya 38%. He is forgetting those kind of things because they are all, what was the NPP for? They are not learning. They don't learn. But anyway, yenti answer hopes in so at the amount we answer ya started agrona for the day and kasa yeah wo. Because hopes in so ASL so one sembi edema miracle. I don't know. Because in some hopes in so kind in a way no I also agree with hopes in say never say na wo ni pa kope. In the party, I say, woman, I said, when you're ready, say, you want numbers in the party. I said, we hear nipa or party, no. Because some of those kind of things, I don't know. Anyway, I will try and get Hopes in Adoye video online. Send a response and cause Hopes in so, Ediama miracles. Now, minim send their Hopes in so, a fan 7 days because Hopes in so, yeah, after Fantoni. It is a ne. Safra from top 4 I say I don't know why Hopes in so I say Sassam how Hopes in so too much. I don't even understand it because it says Hopes in so NPP say too much and I said then because ya pamo you say you are guru no master Tananchi I also say there be I feel I made in Chiremo ba and Chiremo de ba no so crofo say there be omo your margin say omo hi answer in Chiremo no. Ghana politics na as a man for be the margin could dim too much. Obi hokra was for one said because sometimes you know I've been thinking say an idea na ekosi politics is it say obi mpese obetena nche ya adwuma foforo bi and I said that is the only thing they want to do in a community or in a society. For miracles about your opportunity akwa in governance onye na adwene say otwe ne ho atene ba bi because why na adwene say kwan bi e be for party no obey relevant e NPP party bi an obey. So I will take my time and see if I also get Hopes and Adoye so video no response or no so edit by and after the say and some Hopes so can if it makes sense or it doesn't make sense e man kasa o masem. But anyway, mama yenche agora na say agora no ye ba be sha ase shatta walle ene EOCO fo anya nsem bi na EOCO fo person mo kire say omo che shatta because of shatta ka bi a shatta wo. The information EOCO for the buyer is shatta according to shatta just say car on he bought the cars on the street. If I listen to the words like EOCO na the buyer I did not present this kind of data. EOCO say shatta walle say he bought the car on the street into only ni pa kokoro to car ni fini ho. The only thing say shatta the our documents say car no wato. Now that is something I'm going to explain it further to you. Now what at the core shatta person because I've seen a lot of people on social media lambasting shatta say how can you buy a car to say okoto banchi no aka say oni baby auto car no but you hear abra ye che shatta no shatta chi taafo bi a e custom me ho ene niema na omoye na ye wi a me be kire wade bi a we need to be careful here. But your shatta fans and I am arguing say EOCO ho de o ma asomdwe fe na asomdwe de ebi mma ho o mo your margin so mo ma asomdwe ebi mma EOCO ho because yachi movement na nkasa panyi na we na bukomba ku he din o se shatta asa meta wachi Enti nsema Bukom Banku so e ka kire shatta na futu ene nkura sese ma Bukom Banku e de ma shatta.
Walle, hey Walle, now don't mind anybody. God are guiding you. Sleeping there. Don't mind anybody sleeping there. So Ochina by Yababa Belu. You are a great man for the nation. Sleeping there, don't mind anybody. Shatta Walle, don't mind anybody. Brother, let me tell you something. Me, I'm superstar before you came. I know they're grandmother than you. But now you are number one superstar. Everybody they respect you. Walle, you are a great superstar in the nation. Pass every superstar in the nation. I swear. First of all, they control the nation. Me and Louis and Agyapong. Now you come and take everything. Walle, you are a great man of the nation. I beg you. The way you saw the big man, stop. Walle, come stop. You are a great man. Brother, I tell you. What are they see? What are they tell you? The way you insult the big men of the country. Walle, I beg you. You are a great superstar in the nation. They respect you in the world. Don't fucking Walle supporters, I beg you. Walle supporters is my supporters. Walle supporters, I beg you. Talk to Walle to stop the big mess insulting. He's a big.
All right, and Bukom Banku can't shatta say. Yan can't shatta say. Shatta, we a very big fan. Now, the way I would dim penifate Morgana no Tobo. That is advisor Bukom Banku so they must shatta Walle. It was so China, you baby being or castle which is shatta and ampire and shatta. Yamashata bill previously no near the 10 million Ghana cedis enema shatta and pay 2 sureties name be no. By ne ye bobo muna tiba 5 million into ampa it may be shatta. The king himself say wabafi yenena ya again shatta ayade. But I was a woman in BB. Let's go back to history. May I always want to play with history with data. Na mama NDC for penny for at Yasembi. There was this man called Carl Wilson. Abra Yura Tamils ebe president no. O ma papa bi position na e Carl Wilson. Carl Wilson na dwuma o ya say unconfiscated car. This what will come na Carl Wilson suspect say o car no. Stolen car and I say one trade duty ye kwa na Carl Wilson aje. After that Tamils abe president in less than 2 years not Carl Wilson yama Abano aye unpopular. It's a Ghana for a lamenti a weli a yes in some of a beer cowesen. When I'm ending paying for the chance, I don't say, now what we could for him for all of a sudden, why be so powerful in the party say, oh, you be a party, am I? And yeah, Pam Carl Wilson, sorry for the breaking in my transmission. Yeah, Pam Carl Wilson from NDC. And at a point, Carl Wilson was one because enemy in NDC. This was according to Carl Wilson. Because as at that time, I say, I'm Pam Carl Wilson. Naka Carl Wilson, yama bino, enim eguase. Mesere NDC abine. But this is personal. I'm if I'm home to her in comedy. This is personal. It has nothing to do with say Panyibin as small 7 meka. The way EOCO and Shatta Walle in some no, I'm not happy with it. The way EOCO in the Jumana, that is the second point. I'm not happy with it. See, I'm really yeah. Yeah, the EOCO ne Ghanaians, NDC and better near to opposition. But I've been following a lot of arguments. Man for online. The way EOCO a player Jumana ewa Ghana no, we should be very, very, very careful. When pese baba die Carl Wilson style ni bi na yere Romonacha e de bre NDC. Yere Romonacha abere ko bu wo dan wo trade fair ho no, we all agreed agree with you. Mr. Adwumana de ma no, do it in the best interest of the party and Ghanaians. This is my humble plea. Carl Wilson, I don't know, Emily said if he's still alive or not, but at a point he went to join NPP and was saying, bah, NDC. Mesere, Ira Remonacha. So we invite people, EOCO, bail conditions now the many panel. And they say, Machiwaka on the same thing, Mesere. If you need Shatta Walle and you call Shatta Walle to peacefully come out, I don't know why, what's Shatta Walle about Numra? What the 10 million Ghana cedi bail condition beto shatta so ama shatta aka EOCO cells ama akra baye ye ansa na wakwa akote so selo. The constitution of the country say uchi obi a this time limit bi ato so a manipa ne bail no nko but say okoma nipa ne bail conditions a wonim say ontimi satisfy into be china ka ho a nipa ne fa hodi so na wutitia selo empese Remonacha ba be dan ka Wilson in this particular NDC because the way Remonacha is operating I'm not a bit happy about it. This is my personal view. So listen to my choice of words very very carefully. I'm not saying say obi edi bone a my enche no my empanese no my enyeni sei but say obachi nipa no peaceful invite na man aba ho na obedu ho wi a mo de azan we bi achi nipa na ka ho de to be honest here when ya ebedu ba bi no Remonacha will gradually become the Carl Wilson in John Mahama's administration. Ebedu ba bi no say yam pam Remonacha e the problem baba Raymond opkatena asema ye pamwa e de ngwase bro because it seems to say who you EOCO no e de ye ne maybe it's becoming say a personal thing being away. I don't know. And then secondly, I've made this particular argument on a number of platforms. Mama here bail condition e de man for Ghana no is becoming say e so dangerous say you do go police station but they will put a bail condition on you you be chiwaka ho court anything jailing ni pa mani pa ka ho. Ghana court system, the bail conditions you're giving to people, Ghanaians, no, it doesn't make sense. Authorities are multi arresting pa police, EOCO, BNID, bail conditions are more than Ghana for no. It does not make sense. No my because constitution of the country no, I see uphold the constitution no. It be my last submission on this and they say, as a country, ye ko ye nim no. Say ya chi obi na nipa no kopo obi man mebe no sa ne man no ye ntwam. If we are resetting country no, so you are resetting the legal system in the country or the legal studies. I've heard say we are resetting the legal systems or the legal education in the country. We also need to reset the legal systems in the country. Because first na Ghana ni ochina I just say obiane ehunu by na Ghana ni bia ewo Ghana card, your own fingerprint, your own information, shatta walle to your passport. So you could easily take shatta walle's passport and say wakaja say o mani ngbani free man. Oba bruchira when the police invite somebody now say if it's a traitor, the only thing on say on use computer and they block your passport so you cannot travel. They don't even take the passport from you. They just use the computer to block it. Ghana and the system here, we need to implement this kind of things. But see the police in it, I then ehunu nipa na there. Mr. Mo M1 M1 Emily, well, shatta walle is not speaking the truth, but my mention about the shatta walle in say a Chiwoko police station legally. That's a crime, a criminal offense. Wona ya chiw no, and say wona who prove your point to the prosecution that man say you be prove this adene way na waye. Who adwuma say also be prove prosecution wrong. So in legal proceedings, you know, an accused person and then adwuma say obe proven her right or wrong. The burden of proof lies on the prosecution. And this is who EOCO for much shatta walle now can you do a car here. And yes, shatta and bet you will be a koto car no. When I say a car no to free her. But you team me, the burden of proof in legal proceedings, you know, and yet the accused, that burden of proof lies on the prosecution. So when the shatta quarter and a who prove say car we are her auto her winning papers when you say na shatta saka say there be me car and who papers me to free her. But all the shatta walle ko jina EOCO when I be sense auto car on her back can't just on the street so because he doesn't want to give you the answer. Now this answer na say ko prosecute no because the police echiwa e ensem na wo kan no and when e ko do sign ko jira court e ko bo ko adu. Enti so mo say you have the right not to talk because anything you do or say no will be used against you in the law of court. And that's in the court of law. And this shatta walle was playing the legal point. That is why many people, Ghanaians, they don't understand that they are shatta walle, you know. That is why he said, say, car not on the streets. And say, Remonacha, and also chill baby or koto car. And yes, shatta walle and say, chill baby or the car free. So, legally, shatta walle had a point. Into will be on TS, you know, so you take your time. So what to other police but chose on criminal offense they go quarter. Ye bisa was my power to make a kasa to send a shatta walle, you know. A such shatta walle could be 3 p.m. or send a lawyer ma on kasa. The lawyer buy and say, besides shatta, say, auto car on here, also he bought it on the street. He doesn't know the person. Yes, the shatta knows where he bought the car from, but he wants Remonacha to prove that beyond reasonable doubt. That is the key word. You need to prove beyond reasonable doubt. Say, so you don't demand answers from accused person to tell you more information. Now they're prosecuting in the court of law. Yes, precisely. So you have the right to keep silent, or you have the right to remain silent. So legally, that is what Shatta Walle is doing. Until Shatta Walle ko do maybe no nya adwen. Shatta Walle is on track and he's doing the right thing. That is how we have to put it. All right, so let's move on. Me de ko akwatia. By election me because we akwatia. Na NPP candidate no. So I call we pan NPP de ko election India. Any am very are papa. Pacho, yenti ensema candidate no e wo ma akwatia for.
Bakrasmai, I know I do. The first thing I make I said my million is to be on it. The buy my house. Bob na Bobo. I feel anyone. Nina Assassin. I don't.
You know, be all your money.
But I was on million free up. Million those Bobs. Mienu, no na Bobo hanging answer. After my number, no some. And I need my awareness to me. Yet here is someone, and then I'm so my awareness to me, and I'm kind of be about after war. The best of me are and I am sincere, and I'm Papa. I got to abandon the Tuesday. I have a 2 weeks. 2nd September. Now I'm fine, I'm saying I'm coming to young say. Brother of every situation. Yet, the one is one. About to know I am somebody, man, body of Koda. Many of them, that was it. Baby, I'm not to her. The human, the cousin of what meet him born. Now, I decided I'm going to be out there. But beyond coming not Tuesday, Moment, number 40 million, and some is up. None of Parliament. None of Parliament. None of the that's a more constituency.
What's your BB then? A Jimmy for us.
I decided I'm Minister and attack Rasaman, so to say. New Navajas Namoyano. And then some of us say, we not to be like free up. We must say, Johnny, when you issue. Akoya, you in our offices, so estimated now. Now, Master, I am one of the president of trouble. I read in the bar last week, you know.
Your madam, she realized.
I read in the bar last week, you know.
Street light.
There are so many more. I don't see how you feel. And you miss on the bottom, and Miss Yapa, Obi Remember, iron rods, 1 ton. That's a
system. Hey, NPP for.
A Jimmy for party job. What's your BB then? A Jimmy for party.
I go away as I go on Numri. Because what is it? Or what you know, I was about 2 street light, 2 bobs. Ghana, ya am about do. I was unfortunate. Wait, what ya kwatia? Now ko gina police station ho ya ti paper ma uko wura boot num. Now ko tima kwa we so pa it seems there's something wrong with you. I said there's something wrong with you because Krachi I said ono anga sakwa onye ready ade na oye no onye ready. Also o come man here no 1 ton of iron rod something go say anyway. We na nditi for we din na say hey so we NPP ni na unim say wa we sika akwati a womansi ho. Ni yango bi say Mustafa Gandhi say obi si wa den am de be no. Iti answer this for them NPP for ewa kwatia.
I mentioned behind the board of 2016, I tell you 2024. Oh, brilliant. Yes, we are. Someone from India. Baby, I want to call you about baby, I only get you on here and you need yeah, when you visit car, you need to some 10 months again, Baba, come to happy.
Yes, you are what dear bicycle. Now we need to be here. What you are better. I think say NPP candidate in don't want to be any campaign because any other chama won't be back. Buy better. And the only ho. And the Podiando is why Emma because no I can't be in this for Bessiano only ho. Because no one must can to buy a better. And the NPP party in here and then Cram say, why wouldn't him now who one can be? I will see a quatia. One time go back a better. And this is for that chichi. It will not want for too much. You see, I channel. Acquire to the level say, buy less in Asia quite better. When people candidate and say about on the finance our body because one go MP no cover in 1 month inside, and far about to win and quench our body. But you are also can know. It is so serious, say, Nipa the senior than a about on Utimu say, Marcia I say with Trebi, I say with trap at the Sikakra. Hope since will be a read of it. Akwana nye serious one could ask I don't know I could not away. And the information is say well we now say oh one can be an aquatia as in your day in Siho.
I mentioned behind the board of 2016, I tell you 2024. Oh, brilliant. Yes, we are. Someone from India. Baby, I want to call you about baby, I only get you on here and you need yeah, when you visit car, you need to some 10 months again, Baba, come to happy. You don't know I don't know the one you can't be because of them, they will pay out the back. So
at the end, this is a power and Sakano, yet a bayard park. I have a new question. Some saying NPP before Koyabio. I was so then I say for you saying you been a bay. Now, mum, say why we are buying cash at the art in Siho, which you were better. That is a clear message to you. Straightforward. Into all poor quatia, Mr. Oh, you're careful if your home call Auditor General. No, I could be say EOCO for 7 Neka. No, I special prosecutors a cave in home. Who could be said beside us if you knew her as an awako. And yes, I could do our mo, Poyando, Mr. O, and Coho. You then be before the you. All right, in there was a former my young queen. This is the debate with Munufia. This is how I do my presentation. I do not actually insult, I just present data. Now, my young can say, analyze that way. Say, Niame can end no crew, say, Newbie can end no crew. Krachibi Ogana, if any rough. Yeah, I'm not a fan of him, to be honest. But Ralph Courage Hospital. Okoye also yare oni bim so koye na mai koye nsem bebre we ya. Now when NPP for adan Ralph adeno koye hospital hono political. Abronye de na abetum. NPP pay for bebre binim si enche Ralph binim si enye si ama say na where to say NDC for na small Ralph. Even Ghana as a medical doctor be the health minister Akando atem. Meboni nyane yeti neti answer Akando so de mai. Na Abronye ese wo nsem bi e de man Ralph. E she that to me boss eti Abronye yiye. Ensem Abronye e kan ye. Na ye wia ye be say won say Abronye, do you think Abronye was that right and say okasa ansem no e de che Ralph anase oni ho kwan. But you see ensem Abronye kan yiye. Very very carefully.
Officer ye fa GRA, ye fa custom. ECG ye recruitment. Now one year yet ye certificate ye class how qualifier. ECG ye recruitment ya. Raf mayema wa dumanye. GRA ye recruitment ya. Fa certificate kwa niyema wa dumana ye. Ghana Post and Harbor Authority for so officer who qualify because papa buy one wow until the last opportunity in your life ni compared to
Mr. Abronye say Ralph fee say or co school or certificate uncle pa adwuma nya because NDC aba. The question e be say NPP buy no dey adwuma na Abronye ye. Abronye about 6 months onto the election and another dan Akufo-Addo say odo akoto board to board so. The last 7.5 years no dey adwuma na Abronye no chanting no say or certificate no dey no ye. We are going to analyze Abronye very, very carefully because my cast NPP party no. So uja omwa, ombetu mfuturo gwa mfo ni mkwa. Making it seem say NDC aba power there, ese obi a wo support NDC bian unya abanye juma ye. Which is totally false. Epacho tie ni ye or twaso yentie ni ye.
Juma na tena fa ko start say wo bobra. And important habo for ye recruitment here. Ghana maritime for ye. Ufi say what is take to qualify to be recruited there for certificate call. Ni emfa duma na tena say afedie you have been gainfully employed. Bibi sani ho. Enti what timi sware call hospital. Now wa ye video say I wa ube uwo obi wa dance ya say or the baba kire say ana CCT kire say ono no tene ne nsa bo obi a we kire say we empty brofo ankasa won hyadante unim ne wo kan ye ka say assault a wote assault ase and now say you can say assault wa. Wo understanding of assault ne say physical blows nkwa na ye assault mboa. You don't know what you are saying. Assault nchire physical blows. Enti mon kan kire Ralph say ne understanding of assault say kire physical blows no. Onsan go back to the classroom. No nko sua de na baabi a onam wo ye empty. Assault nchire physical blows. No ababe tenase video bia no akire say me Ralph no metene me nsa bo obi enti wa wo sa dance no fa be kira akire say me metene me nsa bo obi we kire say assault na wo kira ase no we empty na ye bisatete ye onu say eye me Abronye dog ayi and I'm called that as Subana do a rich hospital. Why? Kadia nebesie.
All right, enti se uti Abronye ya. Abronye wa bonche obi area say. O say Ralph ntim enim ade FN assault. E pa chaw e be define assault. Ye na area de kra FN assault. Then we need to school Abronye on things he himself he doesn't even know. An assault, me kind of from be a match mu etwi. Ye nyina yem follow this particular argument here because I want to give a little bit of education to Abronye. An assault is committed when the accused intentionally or recklessly causes another person to apprehend immediate and unlawful personal violence. This particular definition in every Fagan versus Metropolitan Police. But you underline the word. Almost a law. It will kill us, be woman. So when you're careful, you might not understand this. An assault is committed when the accused intentionally or recklessly causes another person to apprehend immediate and unlawful personal violence. And what Abronye was saying partly is true. Say kase assaulter and yes our bo bi nko a. Say wo mo bi yam hye ne say ade kwano we ubetimi that day we I mekwana it constitutes an assault. And in Crown versus Ireland and also that particular definition was also upheld, which is 1998 case and then 1969 cases ni ano. E kire say na assault ete fine. Let's move on. Mama nchira Abronye adibi because Abronye abon he doesn't even know what he's talking about. One say, you can say assault and adibi constitutes an assault. There is always the question: say the defender must cause the victim to believe he can and will carry out the threat of force. Sometimes you can say assault. Yet me can say oh, say the partner will born at the no. And so believe it obey me and say oh believe it at the no obey me aye. If I show the argument na me ye we are in never chala Abronye ade. In Crown versus Lambon, which is 1969 case, I'm taking Abronye because Abronye is counting himself to say, I call law school again, so he understands the law. I mean, kind case you were 2 teenage boys were playing with a revolver. This had 2 bullets in it. neither of which was opposite the barrel. Believing that this meant the gun was safe, the defendant pointed it at his friend and pulled the trigger. His friend was shot dead. Boys in this particular case. And about Kukita to Abuba to whom, or Kenya, or Nimse a lodi, or the Hunan down for mouse or pine, or Kuno. No assault had taken place since the victim at whom the gun was pointed did not fear the possible inflation of violence because he did not believe the gun, which they had been playing, would fire. And the court, no, prosecution could say, Akwana assault to need me and Nadam for no, and I caught Sidebi. Because Nadam for no, I know him say two, no, a toy two, or him say a Abuba womb. So when he pulled the trigger, he did not even believe, say, two a betting at all. But what's the point? And I say, so we have video now. The same hospital Nakasa releasing now. Abra also Ralph Crown Equas again. The girl did not even believe that Ralph beat me because the girl was just standing there and no in the Juma. So Abronye needs to learn. Say, and yes, he do we could court to panic to could dibim. I mean, saying to us, occasionally the application of force upon another person will be considered lawful. There are a number of reasons why it will not be unlawful, such as if the defendant threatens reasonable force in self-defense or it is done out of necessity. Underline the word out of necessity here. It is all the rough equal court. Now rough castle. My pira mensa my pira. But how I'm attending to me, no. And my me who say no, if I don't take action, they are not going to take me serious. That is a very simple defense in law. Abronye doesn't know. So send Ralph to court. Who could do court where the defenses are rough? They be called. Because Ghana for me, person and two of us, we need to learn. And you always and I say, you did do be at time because I keep saying we need to take our time and address the thing appropriately. Now, rough in same way, and a papa be the way where the health minister at time no. Only Obi. A interview or asempa epacho yentie no, and then I'm always surprised say the bear Ghana nipa bit matrana say aban bi aba power wa appoint health minister because unbelieve in sa aban nti no or fire health minister nti o ya akola keto bi epacho yentie nsem o kai.
Think in this statement no, it was not captured here say omo air form a committee, but subsequent interviews minister ka say we put a committee together to investigate in Samoa a course. So no, Agyapong striking me in this statement and they said, ministry said they want to investigate the circumstances that led to the reported delay in care. Now just say most members near hospital may have contributed to the course. So no.
Hey. Papa is starting ya osi nyansa bia ni masema minister ne kanum. A medical doctor and I refer to the minister no say asema minister kan ni nyansa sem bia nim. Osi nyansa bia nim. E ba jo santie ni ye. Obeti asem no da obetima who the stupid question that Obi could be saying na I don't Obi so a lawyer and so I have problem with this kind of people. I don't know. Obi a lawyer. Look at how he first asked the man the question. I say what should I say? Me bisa question where the minister at him.
Ministry said they want to investigate the circumstances that led to the reported delay in care. Now just say most members near hospital may have contributed to the course. No.
I've taken my the first thing okay, at least first, third, and fourth point. It makes sense. And what are the security implications? Well, you can't be Papa Bian country. They all kind of say, well, I mean, they are trying to beef up internal security. The police, they have a police post close to the mortuary and all that. All those people were there. And I started when you see it. And you know, the security situation has not been improved. And we are not happy about that. Agyapong here me tiny second point. No. Minister no who said there are systems over there. If he doesn't understand, he should get somebody to educate him. And I make a choice say triage system no so and you see Obi don't buy house, me can't buy into the shame.
Yeah, Doc, I get you, but I think because
triage Nia, who say Oyareno, a immediate care and I say a delayed care as compared to others. If you are not a immediate care, they will attend to you immediately. So open by time, I say others, and I say they will neglect you. They will give you first aid or whatever, but they will attend to other people who need more a year. It doesn't mean that they are delaying whatever. So that statement doesn't make sense to me at all. It doesn't make sense. Whoever wrote that statement doesn't even understand the hospital system. Or a farmer accident. What kind of life is that? Meanwhile, you are called disaster when you you told your boss I am for statement. Sunday, no, you're not for call, and then I'm for to call. And then you are any hospital directors now for Casanonia. What delay? Now, what about a month for you the whole get a such a base of car near a vendor? You know, we any passing one. No, there is system delay. What kind of delay? There was no such delay. They went strictly by the lay down protocol. And then they said, now that's you. Obia structure based car near a vendor. What's your name? Then the minister. See, what is even more annoying is what the minister did. His statements run contrary to his posture. Rap now or no this answer and phone embrace. Look at the pictures on social media. He affectionately embraced the rap guy, somebody who has been fingered as the perpetrator of that in your crime. You embraced him, and then the guy whispered into his ear, and he was smiling. Whether it was sexing or whatever, how did the guy go to know that the minister had come there? I'll rush about immediately.
Yeah, Doc, I get your point, but I just wanted to draw your attention, sir. In all of this, no, it is the Minister of Health we are talking about. Some of the statements, no, might sound a bit too harsh. As far as Oyo sector minister, you should be minded by that.
I agree with you, Obi, but you see, Papa no how can you businesses like this?
How, Kasa? Medical doctor speaking to the Minister of Health say Papa no wabon ade o he doesn't even almost NPP for I always have this kind of problem with them. As for mu Ghana for me what Ghana ho can say obi ekuani na meaning say kuani enye nipa e wo Ghana ho because we a medical doctor enti ba bi e wunya aduani di no those people no mo nya nipa e wo man no enti say health minister na yin no wo fi say because you a medical doctor no unim bibia say no insulting the Minister of State because he's a medical doctor. Now, or NPP, you know, minister, and I say, minister, no qualify, say, yes, or yes, you see how NPP for every time, Biana, whenever I get opportunity, that is how I see them. That is how I see them. Personally, it's true because you can, RAF could actually have the possibility of suing the hospital in the civil matter. And also, another possibility for RAF to do. So, when these kind of people are making these noises, like they don't even know what they are talking about. He is saying, until say minister is RAF, now I can't say that. Because RAF could be born. Oh, doctor, what would tell me be already born in Ghana? A court in all right in the country say, I can't say, what do we why no? A bonnet and your bonnet. And your doctor no bit maternal baby. I can't be a hospital, I can't went independent bonnet. So the person minister who can say, or no, she a Ghanaian or Casano. Anyway, minister also say a simple one. I'm a papa no very peacefully. Minister can.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, let me use this opportunity to state the chronological event that happened after the incident that occurred at Ridge Hospital. On Monday morning, I sent a delegation to Ridge Hospital to ascertain the situation. When the delegation came up upon debriefing, I realized that I had to follow up. And ladies and gentlemen, let me state this, that I have the health workers of this country at heart. And so any attempt by any individual or any group of people to try to incite the health professionals against government, pretending he cares more than us, is unfortunate. And we must stop that. It's an avoidable tension we must avoid. it doesn't help the sector. If indeed you are a practicing health professional in the sector, it doesn't help the sector. And so when the delegation came back, I had to follow up. I was in the company with the Deputy Director General and other directors of the ministry. We joined the medical superintendent at the Rich Hospital, and I visited the victims. After going around, we had a closed-door meeting to discuss the issues, not insults. One, how to look at beefing on the internal security, staffing issues. So after the closed-door meeting, I came out to address the press to categorically condemn the physical attack. And that is the most important aspect. And for me, let me at this point reiterate to the whole country that irrespective of the level of provocation at any health facility in this country, nobody, irrespective of your status in society, absolutely nobody has the right to attack any health professional in this country. That is the gravamen of the issue. No diversionary tactics about handshaking. That is what we must concentrate on, to send a clear signal that our health professionals working at the various health facilities are safe. And so after the engagement with the management, when I pulled out of the wards, then in fact, in the engagement with the management, I made it clear to them that I had listened to their side of the story. And therefore, as a minister, I will also listen to the other side of the story. And I then constituted a committee to look into the matter, bring out recommendations for implementation. A lawyer, a nurse, a medical doctor, an auditor, an HR person to go into the matter. Now, when I pulled out, my attention was drawn to a gentleman called Ralph, who was at the center of the controversy. And so he was working towards us as a group. The medical director was with me. The deputy director general was also with me. Then I asked, why did you do this, gentleman? When I asked, most of you were there. I mean, the press, you were there. So you can attest to what I'm saying. You were there with me. When I asked him, the gentleman then stretched his hand, shaking me, and trying to whisper something into my ears. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, should I push the guy that don't whisper anything into my ears? Should I snub him? Should I shout at him? Even if that guy has been prosecuted and sentenced to life imprisonment, and he stretches his hand to shake me, as a minister, as a public officer, I have the duty to stretch and greet him. So let us not reduce the fact that I shook hands with him does not mean that I should stop any measure or any steps that the ministry or government will take to unravel the situation. And so I understand, on a more lighter note, I have been reminded of the fact that I'm a farmer. Yes, nobody needs to remind me. I'm a proud farmer, and everybody knows it. Not until my appointment, I was one of the largest rice farmers in this country, and I'm proud of that. Because I realized that a lot of people didn't understand the issues. In fact, people even thought that I was at the premises when the incident happened, and immediately after the incident, I went and shook hands with the gentleman. Hey, gentleman, you have done well for beating the nest. Can you imagine? Can you? If I think that way, the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wouldn't have made me the minister for this sector. That would have been insane, right?
All right, Enti, you're Kwabena Minta Akando honorable say, what didn't you know about? What addressing issue peacefully? Oshia and Ralph was trying to whisper something into his ears. Was it the minty was him? I didn't know, yes, sir. And then as a minister of state, every right again in Libya, China, it's all China. It does not take a medical doctor, she said, who minister, I don't know what will be obedi bonomeha. Do you have to determine will be obedi bone? Where you court? But Ghana, see, in Ghana for some mama and Stasian Kasam Ghana, one a problem in the Ghana. Ho. Because since there's some group of persons, they think that Ghana belongs to them and they are more powerful than others. Wow. Those kind of things are things we need to be addressing. And just you politicize it at the minimum. Powerhouse, that's true. Because hospitals are there necessary and it doesn't make sense. Near necessary and bebriwa and yet. Yeah, Tigano, you need him say idea more and bebriwa and yet. But could do hospital, feel a nurse in the bed for in the phone. Idea all kind of on yet. Medical doctor, what's the name of your no on any girlfriend, casa. They all know this kind of things. That's why I say buying the nearby would did at them. NPP party. Do much every blessed day you have something different to say. All right, Abuja, for this is the debate with the Munufi. Medi any William Munufi Amankona. Say none that would can hear me. I'm about subscribe, mamma. I'll be very happy. We will super chat. Been to us here. Ya no copy of my head. The patch on a weekend in Agyapong. Why are the man was surprising make a crack? Helicopter crash winner by no. NPP4 wants to politicize this particular crash. Trying to pin Okudjeto Ablakwa, say, only the mastermind or causes are doing in a man basso. On the funeral grounds, no, Canada Agyapong, I can't say beer. For me, it is more of a Ghanaian talking. But you ain't some you can a cow that particular time. If we are, a baba children, some can, a sank.
Yeni nipa de yenti ase o radina enimi ntia o yes ti me de mefa akwanya so ama abusuafo yako se Nyankopon fa mo kra so ensie yi no ma atiasefo no ahoden a yebetimi de aye adwuma ni ameka biem ni se yene Ghana man ni nyina nso e wo se eduru ba bi a yese sika mo tiase ma yese sika. Because aircraft no aye dada na ye pese e koto bi kura na obo nse o man no e kasa e na mo se sika ni o hwe nipa baako otumi tu kwan e kofa sika dodo e ba Ghana project e ba Ghana. They don't consider that, but plane no ye koto no eno ho aho e. I remember very well say this aircraft ye war parliament president Kufuor Breso obe free no and he approve na etu eno Ghana for kan ho asema ti ba ko pe and etimi nya akukuduro ekotoy ti yemfa we nya asua de se ba bia wo se ye bo oman no ho ka na ede mfaso beba no wo se oman no ebeti ase etimi ama leaders na political leaders no etimi anya adwempa akoto bibia esombo a ebetimi ama enioma asise no ensibiem nti enye bibia na yedi sika nko a eye nti eduru ba bia yedi sika nso eye ema ne yeyi na se yedi sika eye a oso omuma ntiase eye adwuma enye se politicians no ese sika anyhow wo hwe nipa nwotwe a o ma lose o mu life ya sika bia ni ho a chance a nti aircraft no say presidential say air force bibia enye de moma yenka mom na ye make sure say yetimi anya aircraft papa because president took kwan a ultimate loan e bia 500 million ebeboa Ghana. How much does the plane cost? And so kofa plane pe foforo pe Ghana for and a comedy and ye say.
All right, and the OTA Canada Agyapong ya how to me he was talking as a patriotic citizen of Ghana. But there is something Canada Agyapong was making an amendment here. OTA Canada Agyapong ya his utterance was gearing towards the direction say aircraft in a accident and a crash here no a old, that is why it crashed. All those a black box no in analyze here, but Canada Agyapong seems to have known at the Korean aircraft no say say dada na Ghana for a case koto aircraft mo na mo kasa, that is why dada no do magunya accident no. As a Ghanaian or a member of parliament menini ni assembly aka afei de me da sore ya ko hwe news a Canada Agyapong sign cancel foforo me say papa yi mi ko kan ana say news na mantini ye ana say den Canada Agyapong say aircraft no as usual NPP4 omo di blame no Emma Okudjeto Ablakwa. I'm say, na Ablakwa de na why. Almost Ablakwa should come and apologize to Ghanaians. I want to mention say, na Ablakwa de ono de na why. aircraft could just crash. Ablakwa they are not there, but in a way. So I decided to do a lot of research. Now me say in seminar wo mo dey can me believe it's a can because asem no. Afedi e ko pusi ya. Not know say no kore can and e can asem no. Pacho yenti ke no do in Agyapong.
Nan saying in tankasa or radio so any TV so ni. But we asem here. Also a addition and my Ghana first. I mean can Ghana for yes some can a politician a juma omudi hundini. There be no politicians no omu be take decision be a boa Ghana kura omu propaganda some opposition for any Ghana for be ebe kentino na omu to me. Why do I say this? Emra President Kufuado etu kwan play ninye na woko I play ni ye ko utie nsemu a ekọ so e wo Ghana ha ade pa ko Ghana for ewe fini se president tu kwan a okọ meetings a woye enioma etimi firi mu ba one trip a woko no ade a wonya ba Ghana etimi to play the 20 times but Ghanaians don't consider that na ye propaganda me mpe enipa ni masemka but matisa obia ka say NDC for should apologize to Ghanaians. The first person that should apologize to Ghanaians Honorable Okudjeto Ablakwa. Adenti na me kasa Honorable Okudjeto Ablakwa me na me chairman that time, chairman defense and interior montie ni enna yakoto Air Force plane even no members ni call Honorable Agaga me na me busy nti Honorable Agaga and the lead team no echo Czech Republic buy the approval by Parliament. I presented the case on the floor of the House. Honorable Okudjeto Ablakwa opposed to it. Mumisa MP said there was a banter for the first time between NDC and NDC, Okudjeto Ablakwa and Honorable Agaga, because Okudjeto said he okopulu aircraft the cost of you from Brazil just say enyoma bia Honorable Okudjeto here no and tokwa esi wo ho ana argument e buy no we have to stop it. And then he's a full beneficiary of government travels because we're a foreign affairs minister. You know, the momian propaganda and punching the young winning of my Ghana who say enipa and motrina a woo yeno, omo contribution, a moro play na nanke yakotono ana. A moro, and when I'm person train Ghana for our dream a basso. Say, as someone SCA, NDC for and come to be propaganda. What is the MPP for at the year propaganda? That is the difference between any woman say, Obi Adia Babua or mine, young fine politics, and yet so dirty about it. For the first time, I agree, say, Honorable Okudjeto Ablakwa, his behavior towards MPP Kufuor's travels and what he did in Parliament that day, not ask him. He has to come out. He's a human being. He never knew, say, no be kura position, say, in Tisane Abba. He should come out boldly as a good citizen of this country and apologize to the whole country, and I believe Ghanaians will forgive him. Because a number Okudjeto Ablakwa year President Kufuor travels. Me grad yang hamio by yenye committee. The leader of the delegation, Menya Kwankubi, Agaga, NDC, he was my ranking member. According the report, Abba. Now you take a decision on the floor of the House. Ebayan Tokwa between them. Because of the populist approach by Honorable Ablakwa. Oh, it's unfortunate that we've lost lives. Mamisa Amao history. Even aircraft na ahuasie President Kufuor Brussels Honorable Kandapa and anaye Minister for Defense ni enti America chero say Ghana for ensam keka yeka about politicians in adwuma ho ntino obi asiru enye enne Akufo Addo abre na meko President Kufuor time I remember very well. It was last minute and when we decided say it was say a top aircraft mienu Edema Air Force. When him say even among as MPP President Kufuor Addo a meeting or honorable ICP. We were afraid of what Ghanaians were going to say. So last minute, we decided to buy one instead of two. We never bought the two. We never bought the two because we were even afraid of Ghana for what they were going to say. I am giving you all these references to serve as a caution and a lesson to us. Said Debiano, yes, when do politicians once and yet Debia say be a Sikabiano say no. But the country money I am benefits and I'm persuade or mampenyin kwa obetimi enya ediaba. Na mo share the cost of travel no na yemfanye esuade because so Okudjeto Ablakwa agreed that time and ye tour aircraft military aircraft ma woman e bia sabi eni die ma and can you see na anu August sister sesemi e bia nka ensi inti bibi anso na yesua ho nyansa inti na de bibi pasa na fa omampanyin ho a inti how do you feel say a president ofri hanu EOCO Japan EOCO fa plane EOCO si Dubai now the about 19 hours connection to Japan. I mean how yeah communion share benefit obetimi di aba na next time as politicians yeah propaganda or politics more yeah who to benefit the country and what will not benefit the country.
You honorable by way there yenya we there ansa na obekro no ye bisa say enti aircraft no ho nsem no sabre ususu say eden na so man no enye one ehun akohia se e beto ana se yenya ne den
media I subscribe to it say yento aircraft papa ebe mass safety for the travel of the president and his entourage. Because the president in Kobebia, there be a foreign minister come, other dignitaries come. The president trips involves more than the 10 people, weighing 8 you. And can you afford to lose any DMO, president more and any entourage because of an old aircraft? Serious, we all have to come together. You see, there be a yesu here, and yesu here. But only panajuma woko ya, this ikabe panodi, and no the and the is a populist, They should buy a new one, but they should be ashamed of themselves. All the criticisms they leveled against the Akufo Addo's travel and they are too and they finding a way to appeal to Ghanaians. Say yanyama but and paying for say the idea you and you there and idea why but and for the sake of the country and its development they agree said they should buy a new aircraft and they should
black box no analyze but Kennedy Agyapong seems to have known at the core of my aircraft and aircraft say old and that Okudjeto Ablakwa should come and apologize to Ghanaians. I don't know what any before me.
Jimmy for party job.
San or more gain. This or more minimum the crime plane the crash here. They themselves know. And then I don't know why they seem to have a problem with the presidency of fly commercial one. Now one for presidential jet and Ankono. What dear Namogain? Anyway, this is the debate with the Monofi. Medin any William Monofi Amankona. And Farouk Samu say or him live from Wenji. Farouk on Facebook. Me that's Farouk. Why are there? Come some say what stopped Nanado's administration from buying a new aircraft? The money used for the cathedral should or could have been used for the aircraft. That's true because all the statistical quickly deal with Yako to Amenakeke and they see where I don't know what they intend to do. Kennedy Agyapong, you were part and parcel of them. So he should tell us about wasting $97 million on cathedral. Powerhouse, Kennedy Agyapong. That is a very big and very simple question for you. It's all tenacity. I made the $97 million. It could I say cathedral. What did you do about it? You need to do this kind of things. And then me see her. Na nyame adoma ochina. I'll be back again. Now if me no set another ball. Now you roll. And then surprisingly, I was also streaming on my personal Facebook page. So I think say what me pay me so that is also something I made that wasi. Say what me amaya. Me din any William Monofi Amankona. This channel is the debate with the Monofi, usually live on YouTube. That is when I'm streaming. Facebook in the area sometimes be ohana. I keep it up with my fans also over there, but I don't usually stream on Facebook. I only stream on YouTube. Until so when you subscribe, take your time also and then subscribe for me there as well. Send a Debbie I'm about lifer. Once a bit me I can action command. I want to build this particular one as a family channel. Send a bear Debbie ano. You bit me editing komo away your home and your home. Enti and there in the basic way no china. You better sign ababim namino abatrin komo. Yam kopon and on tana. Bye bye.
Dagana, nipe womusu ye kama, nyami achache dienti yemtu ozana. Dachi chrimeye, omuntina ye breye, yenje suye, enye sadachi ye beseye. Red, gold and green, mi huana mafi. Love is the key. One another, that's the thing. Ghana na me free, me mine. Ghana na me do, me mine. Me need baby ako, me mine. Me mine Ghana. Ghana na me show, me mine. I hear na me bo, me mine. Me need baby ako, me mine. Me mine